When the Steelers win 42-21, it leaves us a lot to break down here in Steelers Film Room, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. With Behind the Steel Curtain, I'm Neil Coulomb. The Steelers used offense, defense, and special teams to help rack up 42 points and hold their opponents, the Bengals, to 21 points in their big Week 14 victory. We're going to break down 7 of those plays, the 7 key plays that shaped the Steelers' win here on Steelers Film Room. It wasn't the offense or the defense that set the tone early in this game. It was the Steelers' special teams. The Bengals tried to get tricky with them and fake a punt from their 40-yard line early in the game, the first quarter, in fact, after their first possession. The play is pretty simple. It's just a direct snap to the up back, Cedric Pierman, and he's going to run. Right away, though, you can see Terrence Garvin, a player who's made his name notorious in Cincinnati for his play on special teams, drive into the pile and really slow down the momentum of the ball carrier. While Darius Hayward-Bay was given credit for the fumble on the play, Garvin's the player that really blew this up and set the tone for the game early on for the Steelers. Play number 2 demonstrates why play action is an offense's best friend and why the Steelers are a capable red zone team sometimes. Depends on how well they're running the ball, and they're running the ball well in this game to set up this play action pass right to Heath Miller, wide open for 1 yard in the end zone from Ben Roethlisberger. As you can see, Emmanuel Lemur, the linebacker, gets suckered into the dive fake from Bell, leaving Miller wide open right off that edge. In fact, they probably could have had a touchdown to either one of these players, Will Johnson or Miller, but the Steelers will take it to Miller, who had a big game in the Steelers' victory, and it's another red zone touchdown for the Steelers' offense. Play 3 came right before that as the Steelers' defense got in on the action themselves. This is a 3rd and 2 situation, and give the Cincinnati Bengals credit for the most creative package we'll probably see all year. They have 3 offensive linemen on the line, and left tackle Andrew Whitworth is in the slot. At the snap, it doesn't appear that the Bengals really have a good idea what's going on, but Dalton gives the handoff to Jeremy Hill. Watch Lawrence Timmons as he scrapes right past the blocker. I'm not even sure what position the blocker is playing in this, but Timmons gets past him and blows up the play as a cadre of Steelers defenders come in to hold Hill for a 1-yard gain. It forces a punt, and at this point, with the fake punt as well as a bizarre 3rd and 2 play from the Bengals, it's curious exactly what their game plan was. Play 4, it's going to be Bell with his buddy Emmanuel Lemur again. This time, Bell is going to abuse him in a route that he runs that eventually scores a touchdown. Right off the snap, Bell is not the primary option of this play, but he gets through the middle without having any responsibility in pass protection, and he sees Lemur right in front of him. He puts a move on him to the outside that Lemur buys in a big way, leaving Bell wide open to cut back to the inside and run basically untouched for a Steelers touchdown. It shows really the level of dominance that Bell had in this game just from a talent perspective and how good of a receiver he's becoming. This is a good sharp cut from him, and it was one of 3 touchdowns in the game from Bell. The Steelers wanted to emphasize Le'Veon Bell in this game, obviously, and they certainly did in the 4th quarter. In fact, it's very familiar to Steelers fans. It looks a lot like it did in their Week 11 win over the Tennessee Titans. They used the same plays, in fact. You're going to see the same counter package the Steelers ran against the Titans in that game. And starting with this on play 5, Heath Miller is going to show motion, and he's going to come back to the left side along with right guard David DeCastro, who pulls right behind him. Both of them seal off their blocks very well, and Bell puts his foot down and accelerates through the hole, and he's gone down the field, of course, until his buddy Emmanuel Lemur happens to catch him from behind. It's a 53-yard run for the Steelers, and that set up his 3rd touchdown of the game, and the Steelers pretty much had pulled away at this point. Play 6 is probably the most memorable highlight the Steelers had in their 42-21 win over the Cincinnati Bengals, but as far as technique goes, this really wasn't much of anything. All it was is a play action fake, one really fast guy running past a guy who's not so fast anymore, catching a perfect pass from a quarterback who was about 40 yards away and outrunning the rest of the secondary for a 94-yard touchdown. That, of course, is Steelers rookie wide receiver Martavis Bryant, who took that 94-yard touchdown pass for his 7th touchdown this season. The Steelers' route was on at this point. Wasn't quite done yet, but this certainly put a rather large exclamation point on a very impressive victory. Yeah, we're aware play 7 looks a lot like play 5, but it's just that impressive we have to watch it again. It's the same counter combination the Steelers have been running in the victory over the Titans as well as the Bengals, and you see on this one, Bell this time is going to get his blocks, he's going to get up the hole, and he's going to score a touchdown. I guess that is what makes it different. He didn't get caught from behind in this one, and Emmanuel Lemur isn't really anywhere in a competitive position to make a play on Bell. That iced the game for the Steelers, 42-21 victory over the Bengals in Week 14. The 8-5 Steelers have a shot at the division title and will go on the road to take on the Atlanta Falcons in Week 15. Win that, and the Steelers will remain competitive. Lose it, it's really going to depend on a highly competitive AFC playoff field whether or not the Steelers can advance to the postseason for the first time since 2011. With Steelers Film Room and Behind the Steel Curtain, I'm Neil Coulon.